We start with some big breaking news coming in right now. After a battle of 3.5 years, Republic has been vindicated. The court has now said that the TRP case filed against Republic was fake. You heard that right. The court order, as per the court order, it is said that the TRP case was fake and Republic has won this battle after 3.5 years. The false TRP case collapses after admission of falsification. Remember, the evidence was fabricated. False TRP case has now collapsed in court. It's a big win, big win for Republic TV viewers. And this is a battle of 3.5 years. The detailed order, remember, will be out soon, and we will get to you the details of that order. A very important order there. And it's, of course, the fake TRP case, and Republic TV has won that after fighting for 3.5 long years. So Republic stands vindicated, viewers. The big verdict is out. The case is now closed, and Republic has won this battle. It has won this case, and it was a final nail, remember. And the court has made it clear that this evidence against Republic TV was fabricated, and the case against Republic TV has fallen flat. It has collapsed. So that is the big update we have right now. There was a TRP case that was filed against Republic TV 3.5 years ago. Legal editor Ridham Bhardwaj joins us on the broadcast for more. Ridham, this is a big win for Republic TV. Court order has vindicated Republic TV, proven us right.
You know, just like our editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami just spoke to all of us across all the Republic channels, this is a triumph for the entire network. This was a fight we fought. We always called it the good fight, but finally a fight that has come to an end because the court now says, yes, the TRP case is over. For people who are not very sure about what happened 3.5 years ago, let's take you through the kind of harassment all our colleagues faced 3 years ago. The former Mumbai Police Commissioner, Parambir Singh, held a press conference with absolutely no evidence, fabricated a tale, fabricated a story that we at Republic were doing some TRP haphazard mismanagement. The other media channels went to town about it, happy and gleeing because we were on the top of our game. They tried to harass our employees. They tried to harass our senior editors. Ghanshyam Singh, our colleague, also went to prison, was beaten with a chucky belt, was harassed. Not only him, Shavan Sen, Abhishek Kapoor, Niranjan were all at the police station, systematically asked questions. It's a fight that we fought several times in the TRP case. Our other colleagues at that time were also harassed. The sales department was harassed. Even then, we were being told witnesses were being coerced. 164 false statements were being taken. They were being harassed and told to say untruths. Every time outside court, these witnesses were there and they were scared because they were being told to say that, in fact, they had been manipulated by Republic. Now the state comes out with an application within last year. We want the entire TRP state to go. It was illegal. It was fabricated. It was false. The witnesses were, in fact, threatened and coerced. Viewers, for all of you joining in, these are not simple words for the court to say. It is extremely big that the state comes in an application of very rare utterance to the court and says that, yes, the Mumbai police fabricated and made a false case. Yes, witnesses were hampered. Therefore, we as the Mumbai Maharashtra state, the Mumbai police, Maharashtra, we want to withdraw this fake case that had been filed 3.5 years earlier. It's a battle that has never been fought after emergency by any. Okay, let me also go across to our people who are patched with us. I haven't quite heard who's with us, but whoever, one of our fellow supporters who's joined us, one of our esteemed colleagues, how are you looking today at a case that finally comes to an end, which had a lot of harassment, which had all the colleagues being suffering, which had people monitoring each move of us outside the headquarters of Republic at that time in Mumbai?
Rhythm, can you hear me?
Yes.
Rhythm, can you hear me?
How is it looking at this picture?
This is Arnab here. Yes, Rhythm. First of all, looking
Arnab,
forward to seeing you
Yes.
and in a bit to share all this joy in person with you. Can you hear me, Rhythm? Can you be on air?
Yes, Arnab,
So,
please. Yes, we can.
I,
What a
I, I
victory,
just
what
want
a
to say,
triumph.
yes, this is a very, very, very big day. It's a day which I have been looking forward to for a very long time. But it's never a day which I thought would not come. I always knew it was a matter of time. It's a question of the patient wait and of the one unwavering belief that lies never win, that fabrications don't win, that conspiracies don't win, that hard work wins, that truth wins, that determination wins, that willpower wins. For me, it was just the faith in my team, but more than that, the faith in the truth, and even more than that, the faith in the Lord Almighty, that against all the greatest of conspiracies, the truth will come out. And I want to say something to everyone in my team and across the media industry today. Everybody knew that this case was fake. Nobody had a shred of doubt about it. Nobody believed the concocted claims of this case. There is not a single person who won't tell you, even my biggest enemies won't tell you behind closed doors, that this was an attempt at fixing me, at fixing Republic, at stopping the growth of Republic, at trying to go even with us using illegal means, using fabrication, using falsehoods, using a pliable police commissioner, and a person called Sachin Waze, who's absolutely nothing but the worst kind of a criminal in uniform. The tragedy is that all the people in the media and so many people and politicians conspired at that point of time to essentially try and bring Republic to a grinding halt. And Rhythm and everyone, it has taken 3.5 years. But I think what should be noted in today's observations and in the evidence that was put out before this entire case, in the lines that were put out by the state while arguing before the court, and I'm told the public prosecutor said that yes, evidence was fabricated, evidence was made up. Can you believe that? That is such a big thing to say to them. You know the impact of something like that when the state itself is compelled because of the fact that false evidence was put out, and Abhishek is with me. The state came before the court and said, and actually put in an application, and said there is not a shred of evidence in this case that we have been able to find. And the court asked that why should the case be closed? They said the evidence was fabricated and that evidence was put out against 164, which was under falsification and coercion. So evidence was coerced out of people and they were threatened to give evidence against Republic. And that's such a big thing. And against that and this kind of evidence, the court said that there is no complaint in the case. There is no evidence in the case and the case has to be closed. So first thoughts to you, Abhishek. Big fight for all of us.
It's such a relief. It was such a hate crime against us, our network,
well
against you personally.
Yeah.
Such level of conceit by the state. In fact, I want to ask a question. Let it be conversational. You know, what load off your chest?
Well, I mean, the load has been off my chest for a very long time. There was never any load on my chest. Because there was never any feeling that there's anything wrong that has been done. In fact, I was flabbergasted at the manner in which a case like this could be created, fabricated. I still cannot bring myself to believe that a police commissioner actually sat there and told the people of this country that Arnab Goswami pays people 500 rupees to watch his channel. And I find it horrifying to even think that anybody believed that, because I know they don't. Because when I came out of jail, there were people who supported me. When I was put in jail, there were people who were supporting me. When I was being questioned and interrogated numerous number of times, you know, the people never lost any faith in me. They stood by me. So there was never any load on my chest, but there was always this feeling that technically when will this case come to its final closure? It's the technicality, but it's the wait. It's the wait. And we have had a very patient wait, Abhishek. So frankly, for me, Yes, I feel very relieved today, but there was never any load on my chest. It was just this apprehension of when it would end.
There is a reason why it was loaded with dishonesty and conceit, Arnab. And I'm just, for the viewers, you have to listen to this. Somebody sent this to me yesterday from South Gujarat, someone who has turned "Your Nation Wants to Know" as a caller tune.
That's amazing.
And this is masses, this is people who see in you as someone who represents their voice in the studios. And for the police to be guided by the state at that time.
No, it was, the circumstances in which that happened. We were fighting the Uddhav Thackeray government. The SSR case was going on. We were piling on a lot of evidence.
The Palghar case.
The Palghar case was going on. We were inconvenient people there, and the administration in Mumbai and in Maharashtra wanted to stop us. And I've always said that for all the good that we have done, we have built a lot of very powerful enemies. And all the powerful enemies conspired with the government in Maharashtra, with Uddhav Thackeray, with the Uddhav Thackeray Sharad Pawar government and the Congress government. And they thought that if they can fix Republic once and for all, it's good. And in this entire case, there was also this feeling that it's a very convenient thing to do for the rest of the media industry, because they were looking at it in terms of commerce. We were affecting their reach. We were affecting their popularity. We were affecting their advertising. We were affecting their revenues. They wanted to stop us. They knew that this is an ambitious organization that is not going to stop, that's going to grow into different languages. We had statements of intent. But more than that, we didn't have proof of concept. We had proof of execution. And we were the only, and we still are in 2024, we are the only group of journalists running a network. And that is what makes us a real threat for these people. Abhishek, you see, when a group of journalists who have no cause but journalism and content and journalism and news, when they take over the reins of a news organization, and there is absolutely no lever on us, there is absolutely no way in which you can put a stop on us. You cannot make, you cannot make a politician call me, you cannot make a businessman call me, you can't make anyone call terms to me, because we are free. We are free to do what we want to. And because we didn't have those levers, because I was no longer working for Bennett Coleman, even Bennett Coleman and Times Group did unimaginable things to me and published so many wrongs today. And in fact, there's one thing which I must say on record, that all those media organizations, and I'm saying that looking at them, all those media organizations which put out falsehoods against me should have the courage to put out the truth. Yes. The truth has to be put out. Falsehoods cannot be allowed to settle. But that's a reality. The fact is, they put out front page news every day with an attempt to tarnish our reputation. And today I want to say that I'm grateful. I am deeply, 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 deeply grateful to all people who have believed in Republic. Because it is their belief which has taken us along, and it is their belief which makes us stick. And today is a really big day for us, so I'll hand it over to you. I'll go across to the Hindi channel. But Abhishek, take it forward with rhythm. But let me just say to everyone tonight, I'm very happy today. And it's remarkable, this day is happening before Republic Summit tomorrow. So I think all will be very good this year. And
phones not stopping from buzzing, because people are wanting to know what's really the verdict, and I think we'll get the details in a bit. And what is important is, Rhythm, if you are still there, I'm not connected with the PCR, so I have to give it to you. Now take it forward in terms of what this really means. If you have been able to gather some details of the verdict, which essentially means that Republic has won. There was no case against us, and the entire fabrication has really come undone, with the court really, or the state really telling the court that there is no case. There was an element of fabrication, there was an element of tutoring, there was an element of threat, intimidation of witnesses, which led to whatever was filed before the court, and so it stands withdrawn. If my interpretation is right, Rhythm, and on that note, over to you, is the case withdrawn and hence Republic has won?
Absolutely. The state has filed an application, Abhishek, before the CJM, before the Killa Court in Mumbai, and said November it was so clear, finally come out with an understanding that there were witnesses who were being coerced. When that was the case, the court then was having to give an order. Several times in the last few months, we were seeing that the court was saying that the order will be reserved, but is the complainant all right with it? What else is going to happen? It's very rarely that the state files a 3-1 application to withdraw a case which shows they themselves were at fault. This time around,
the state had clearly stated that yes, the earlier government or whatever dispensation there was had filed a false case. What really strikes out for me is that a state application is filed where they say the state itself threatened witnesses, coerced statements. A false case was made out. You know, this is the stuff that we see in television, in movies. But to actually have witnessed it firsthand, one realizes the power, the might of an illegal government and what they can do to try and prove in their might that everyone falls to their heels. In fact, before I continue, I want to also ask Shravan. Shravan, you were in the court today. What really happened there? I also want to ask you, the visuals on the screen, Shravan, show the victory sign. And I remember you were with Arnab standing outside the police station when he was going inside. It was at the peak of COVID when we were being called for statements to be given. Just take us through that journey, and also first, what happened in the court today?
Well, in fact, with the court, the argument was essentially with regards to the withdrawal of the case. And the fact of the matter is that before the Honorable Court, the state has essentially said that there were agency contrary findings to it. The fact of the matter is that there was witness coercion that has taken place, something that we have been arguing right from day one, that some laughable charges were, leveled against Republic Media Network by the then Mumbai Police under Parambir Singh, and these were false charges to begin with. The fact of the matter is that these were same witnesses who were, coerced, were threatened, and their statement was taken on record by the Mumbai Police, based on which multiple charge sheets were also filed. Today at the court has completely dismissed the case. The court has withdrawn the matter because the Republic Media Network. So the matter is now the case that was registered against Republic Media Network. Now it is abundantly clear. Now, it's been a long journey for the Republic Media Network, 3.5 years. I remember the way we've been,
There's some issue with the network of both Shravan and Rhythm. So just for the benefit of viewers who might have joined now, you heard Arnab, a very emotional Arnab, reading the verdict and announcing victory of Republic, because the state of Maharashtra and the crime branch in Mumbai, they have withdrawn the case because they don't have any evidence, because they never had any case. And in fact, in so withdrawing, they have admitted rather, that it was a falsification and it was not a falsification of evidence and threatening and coercion of witnesses, which led to the case being built. Of course, we have chronicled over the years the role of rival networks, the role of some political elements, the role of some elements within the police at that time. The police commissioner really leading from the front and leading that falsification of the case against Republic. So going from reading from the verdict now, state said wrong and false recording of evidence was done by Mumbai Police. Witnesses were threatened and coercioned. The state has now filed an application to the court and said that we want to withdraw what is called the TRP case against Republic Media Network. This is basically the application filed by Maharashtra state, saying that we have nothing against Republic, nothing was found. Whatever was there was fabrication of evidence. Whatever was there was because witnesses were threatened by the policemen. All right. Okay, we have now some reactions coming in. So let's listen to Saket Shukla, Phoenix Legal Head. Lawyer Saket Shukla is live with us. Let me go to him. Saket Shukla, big win for Republic. There was never a case. Now the court admitting an application by the Maharashtra state, in which the Maharashtra state has said that we are withdrawing the case because there was nothing found. It was all fabrication, coercion of witnesses, etc. Big win for you as well for having represented Republic, but big win for what Republic stands for, Saket.
Yes, Abhishek, massive. I think it's a very big win after, especially after what the channel went through. An application was filed by the police saying that they're withdrawing the cases, and the reasons stated were what, as you explained, that the statements under 164 CRPC were also recorded by other investigating agencies, and there were the most of the witnesses stated that their statements recorded earlier by the state machinery was under threat and coercion. Even otherwise, if you look at it, there was never a case to begin with. It was all done because of reasons that we are aware of. It was a way to muzzle the media, muzzle Republic TV. The FIR, and when the case originally started, Abhishek, if you recall, the FIR
Yes.
was against another channel. There was allegations against another channel. We were nowhere. Republic was nowhere in the picture. Suddenly, for reasons which is, I think, known to everyone, it became a Republic issue. And I'm glad that an application was filed by the police, realizing that there were other agencies where there were so many contradictions, and there no case at all for the prosecution to sustain, and therefore they withdrew it, and the application was already allowed today in the court. Our lawyers were present, and that's what the judge noted.
Right. Saket Shukla, so I'm reading from the verdict, the application, in fact, not the verdict, but the application which the Maharashtra
Yes.
state has filed. It is under section 321 of the CRPC. And it basically says that the conclusion that the state has drawn, of course, this application is filed by the
state.
The special public prosecutor, in which the special public prosecutor says that the conclusion that the state has come to after going through or perusal of the charge sheet, that there is no case and that we should be withdrawing is right. So that's the request before the court, which the court has accepted today. Saket, just for the benefit of viewers, if you can explain what this procedure really means in legal terms.
See, legally, this is a situation where the state, realizing has the right to withdraw prosecution, and where there is no case really made out, and it wants to withdraw the prosecution, for which it has to file an application. It can't suo moto do it and close a case, because the matter is before the court. So the court has to allow it. And which is why the application was filed. The court, went into the reasons, looked at the justification given, and has allowed the application. So,
right. Also, again, I am reading, Saket, from the application of the special public prosecutor, based on which the court has accepted the withdrawal of the case. And you have to again explain what this really means. So it says that the state government has intimated the Office of the Commissioner of Police its decision to recommend the withdrawal of above case, and that in light of the above referred government recommendation and police intimation and the refer points, it will be just and proper to stop proceeding, and it is submitted that the prosecution be withdrawn. So obviously there was never a case, and the government and the special public prosecutor, the legal department, everyone involved, they have gone through all the charge sheets that were filed by various agencies that were investigating. So Mumbai Police, their CID, their crime branch, etc. And now all have all taken into account. They have come to conclusion there was nothing in the case. It's all fabricated, false, and has withdrawn. Now, but tell me, Saket, how does it work? Because the agencies that were after Republic Network, that was also a state, or those were also a state, and this is also a state. So how do we explain the difference between the state then and the state now? Obviously, people, when they saw all the documents in front of them, they realized that these would not stand scrutiny of a court of law, and that's why the case is being withdrawn. Had there been any merit, this would have gone to the court, right?
Yes, see, one of the points also noted in the application is that the BARC, which was the authority for collecting viewership, and technical data, and they were in control of it, and they had not filed any complaint with any of the investigating uh, authorities. No advertisers had complained. So if that was one aspect. Secondly, with respect to the other agencies, there were other agencies that got involved. Namely, the ED got involved, CBI got involved, and there were the statement which was being relied on, the statements made before the magistrate, being relied on by Mumbai Police then, were, the same witnesses were called before the other agencies, and they contradicted, and they actually not only contradicted, they said that they were under, they said what they said because they were there was threat and coercion. That's what the application records. So obviously there was, if there's such glaring inconsistencies between, 164 statements, which is statement before a magistrate, such glaring inconsistencies between, the statements made before a magistrate when the same matter is being investigated by different agencies, there is, the prosecution's case is absolutely weak. There is no case at all. That's what it means. That because one particular case you're relying on the statement of your so-called witnesses, and those witnesses have very different story altogether. In fact, they say that those statements themselves were wrong because we were under threat and coercion. So how does the state sustain a case like this? It's obviously, even then we notice, and it's not even. I mean, let's come back to Republic. It was not one instance, right? There were multiple cases that were that were filed. In this case also, the starting point was some FIR that was lodged. There were some statements given pursuant to that FIR. Republic was nowhere in the picture. Suddenly, out of the blue, the then commissioner comes on, does a TV announcement. He goes and makes a public announcement saying that Republic is, at the center of this so-called TRP scam. Obviously, there was an intent, therefore, yes.
Saket, I'm sorry interrupting you. You made a important. You drew our attention to a very important aspect of this application, which is that it mentions that BARC, which is the agency which monitors ratings, never bothered to file any complaint, and that's a big takeaway insofar as how seriously flawed the Mumbai Police complaint itself was, which they investigated. Now, let me go to Shravan Sen. He's a senior editor. He was in Mumbai. In fact, he was present in the court when the proceedings took place, and the court accepted the withdrawal of prosecution by the Maharashtra state. Shravan, over to you. Please tell us what exactly happened, what was the process followed, and what were the exact words of the special public prosecutor, and how did the court react, essentially giving victory to Republic in this very fabricated, dishonest, conceited, false case that was slapped on us?
Well, crucial to this entire development are two charge sheets that have been filed by central agencies, Abhishek. One that was filed by the Enforcement Directorate and the other that was filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, because both the agencies were looking into the TRP matter. Importantly, in their findings, they have come to a conclusion that most of the statements that were recorded by the Mumbai Police, they were under duress, and the fact that witnesses were coerced. And that is the reason why, when the state was basically looking into this entire matter once again, in the application, they do make a mention of the fact that, one, their own agency could not come across any fresh evidence. Secondly, two different agencies have come to a simple conclusion that this is a fake case to begin with. Relying on that, today in the court, the special public prosecutor also argued the same when he was asked this question by the honorable judge, that whether it under what grounds is the state planning to withdraw the case. That is when they said that there was no evidence against Republic Media Network. And secondly, two agencies have come with a different conclusion altogether. So it does not stand before the court, number one. Number two, the fact of the matter is that the statements that were recorded, based on which this charge sheet was filed by the Mumbai Police, completely falls like a pack of cards. That is the reason why today it is out for everyone to realize that this was a case which was completely perhaps only drafted in a manner that it would only be to torture Republic Media Network, to try and fix Republic Media Network. And that has been thrown out of the window right now by the court here in Mumbai. The case has been withdrawn. This is exactly what the Honorable Judge of the Metropolitan Magistrate Court here in Mumbai had to say. So the case has been withdrawn. It does not stand. So there will be no trial in the case to begin with. And the fact is that, as we have said, in the past too, there are no charges against Republic Media Network. That becomes abundantly clear from today's development.
Shawan, in fact, Advocate, you stay with us, Shawan. Advocate Niranjan Mundargi of the Phoenix legal team is joining us. In fact, he's someone who was involved in great detail in Republic's defense when the case was with various agencies and in the court. Mr. Mundargi, your first response, your first thoughts on this development where the court has accepted a Maharashtra government application essentially under section 321 of the CRPC that there is no case against Republic, so hence the prosecution should be withdrawn.
Yeah, the first reaction is going to be many congratulations to Republic. From day one, what we were contending before the High Court and before all possible courts, that we have been framed. This is a case of malice, malafide have been now come to forefront. The investigating agency have actually realized that Republic was unnecessarily and for whatever their reasons best known to them, that their Republic and Arnab was implicated. They have realized that it was we can say that the better counsel has prevailed on them. So I'm really happy for Republic TV, and we as a team have succeeded now. Our voice have reached to the right ears, and the learned magistrate was also kind enough to accept the contention. So congratulations to
also,
Republic
Mr.
TV
Mundargi,
for
the
a
fact
big win.
that whatever you did by way of defense found mention in the charge sheets and the agencies saw merit in your arguments clearly shows that the prosecution that was started by Mumbai Police was absolutely fabricated and that it had no legs to stand on, which the present state and of course the court has accepted.
Yes, absolutely. From day one, our contention was that the way they started the investigation against us, the notices sent, the press conferences then taken, and we could prove on the basis of the collected material by the investigating agency itself that all was full of malice and malafides. And which was our specific contention from day one, even before the Honorable High Court.
Absolutely. So,
and just to add on to that, whatever the material was collected by them, they had absolutely nothing to connect Republic with that so-called scam what they meant all about. Because Republic never was involved in any such crime.
Absolutely. In fact, if anything that has been proved is the malice and malafide of the Mumbai Police and the then police commissioner. Obviously, you know, there is no police commissioner now. That is the person at that time. I'm not even taking names. There is no chief minister who was there at that time who authorized that witch hunt against Republic Network, Mr. Mundargi. But did you get a sense during all the proceedings and all your interactions that you had with either the police or the courts at that time that there was an element of witch hunt being pursued by the state, by the then state, against Republic Media Network and its editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami?
See, frankly speaking, as a lawyer, I was looking at the documents. What your documents were collected to make out some case against Republic or Arnab for that matter. We were quite confident. We were sure about what we were looking at, and that's the reason why our petition came up before the Honorable High Court then for quashing. The High Court granted us interim protection because we could satisfy even at the preliminary stage itself that there was no case against Republic or Arnab, and it was all full of malafide and malice. So the documents itself spoke
Yeah, absolutely.
for themselves.
And
there was nothing more to be interpreted about.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, let me go back to Shravan, if Shravan is still there, because Shravan was mentioning about the fact that this withdrawal of case against Republic is based on the documents, the charge sheets that were filed by agencies like the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI, which clearly mentioned that there is nothing of substance in whatever Mumbai Police has created, fabricated or produced, and hence this is not a case. So I think Shravan, if you're there again, you know we have these pictures of Niranjan is joining me in the studio with me in the newsroom with me, and Niranjan, let me just go to Shravan once and then I come to you. Shravan, if you can just, for the benefit of viewers, tell us the operative parts of the respective charge sheets which weighed heavily in terms of the state deciding, okay, fine, let's close the prosecution.
If you remember the infamous press conference of the former Mumbai Police Commissioner, and let me put it this way, the tainted police officer Parambir Singh, he said that large amount of money was made by Republic Media Network. This is scam worth crores, actually. Now, if that is the claim that was made by Parambir Singh, it is but obvious that you would have a federal agency which looks into money laundering. So that is the logic behind why once a predicate offence was registered, there was a scheduled offence, the matter was thereafter taken by the Enforcement Directorate. So what did the Enforcement Directorate really do? They went through the same evidence that was produced by the Mumbai Police, went back to the same witnesses, recorded their statement. It so turns out that each of these individuals, roughly about 12 to 13 households, came on record to say that they were threatened, that their witnesses were threatened, they were beaten up, and their statement was recorded. And the only thing that they were asked to do is to implicate Republic Media Network. And now what is even more laughable is that they said that we were paying 500 rupees to each of these households to become a national news network number one. Now, first of all, that is the most bizarre logic anyone can really come up with, and especially with the criminal mindset that you had. Some of those officers who are now behind bars, particularly like Sachin Vaze, they thought that a TRP, a channel can become number one by paying 500 rupees to 13 households, that was just in Mumbai. Now, that was the bizarre logic. Net, if I really look at the case that was registered by the Mumbai Police. Now, what did the Enforcement Directorate do? They did a professional investigation. Not only did they record the statement of those very witnesses, but also got data from BARC substantiating the claim that these were false evidence, because these were people in which households where Republic Media Network was never even seen. The panel boxes did not even make a mention of a Republic Media Network. So the raw data that was taken from BARC indicated that these were fabricated statements. Now, what really happened thereafter was also the fact that our rival networks were also mentioned in the Enforcement Directorate's charge sheet. In fact, our rival network, India Today Group, Aaj Tak Group, who actually ended up calling Arnab a TRP show, it is there which came up. In fact, in the first FIR that was registered by the Mumbai Police was actually against India Today, and it was not against Republic Media Network. So there was a forgery that had actually taken place. So much so, the Enforcement Directorate in their investigation found out that Sachin Vaze, the darling boy of the media here in Mumbai, had actually taken bribe They also recovered CCTV footage of a bag being taken by one of the close aides of Sachin Vaze in Navi Mumbai. There was money that was exchanged only because they wanted to implicate Republic Media Network at any cost. So the fact of the matter is that Mumbai Police at that point in time, under the leadership of Parambir Singh, was completely exposed by the investigation that was carried out by the Enforcement Directorate, which gave the first clean sheet. Then came in the Central Bureau of Investigation, which carried out the same investigation and found out that, look here, there is no evidence that has been found against Republic Media Network, based on which the Mumbai Police, under the current leadership of Vivek Shawan and the several other leadership.
We have to continue to discuss all this through the evening, Shawan. In fact, Niranjan is there with me in the newsroom. So, Niranjan, while we continue to discuss the legal aspects and the importance of this victory for us, just a bit of a throwback to the time that we went through as a network and the time that we saw Arnab going through. I mean, what he went through, we were only witness to it. He faced it. And the fact that where is Sachin Vaze now? Where is Uddhav Thackeray? Where is Parambir Singh? So obviously there has been an element of justice all along. And today is the ultimate that could have happened in terms of the court accepting that there is no case against us.
Well, Abhishek, you'll remember that we were all doing it was the day of the US elections that morning, Abhishek. We were sitting in the studio when we got the news that the Mumbai Police had landed up at boss's doorstep, at Arnab's doorstep. And it started with that, Abhishek, and the kind of trouble that they tried to sort of put the Republic Media Network through. You will remember they unleashed their entire police force. There were 100 commandos. You've never seen that even for, Ajmal Kasab.
You were there, you witnessed
I was there, Abhishek. I was there. When I went up the lift, there were 50 policemen outside his door. Waiting for him to open the door so that they could take him into custody. And the moment the lift door opened, Abhishek, when I saw those 50 policemen and they saw that I had come up the lift to the 17th floor and they asked me, who are you? And they tried to push me back. They pushed me back and they just shut the door. And when I went down, I remember that moment when Sachin Vaze was there along with his team. And when I asked him, what are you guys trying to do? What are you trying to do? And one of his henchmen hit me like that. He just jabbed us. And then there were 100 policemen waiting with AK-47s, right? And it's insanity. I mean, even for Ajmal Kasab, there was no security given like that. And their intention was just one, Abhishek. You'll remember how many leaders, came and went. The likes of, Nawab Malik, Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray's Chamchas, and the entire Sachin Vaze gang, Parambir Singh. They would say, "Khatam ho jayega. Aapka network to khatam." This is the language that they spoke. It was clear that they were after our network to finish off our network. Their intent was to finish off our network. But Abhishek, the kind of support that we saw then and the kind of support that we've seen in the last 3.5 years, and that is the only reason why, and the kind of support that we saw for Boss across the world. I still remember we received videos when those 7 to 10 days when he was inside jail in Taloja eventually. People would send us videos of protests in California and different parts of America from the East Coast to the West Coast, right? And today, it's a slap on those faces. I wish those primetime anchors, Abhishek, I wish those primetime anchors have some shame. The kind of anchors who just when and by the way, you still remember Parambir Singh at 4 p.m. Abhishek, I'll never forget. 4 p.m., Parambir Singh sits to hold a news conference. 4 p.m. Abhishek, 3:59. Those shameless anchors put out a plate saying key news conference from Mumbai Police. And the moment he sits, they say there is a scam, even before Parambir Singh speaks. So what was evident to us all these years is that there was a nexus between the police, Sachin Vaze and gang, Parambir Singh, and some politicians. And I just wish that those anchors who give sermons every night, Abhishek, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, many of them are in the neighborhood of Noida channels. I hope those shameless anchors today at least report for the months and months, and this propaganda went on for long, right, Abhishek? Went on for how many months? At least 5-6 months.
Let's do one thing.
Yeah.
Let's make a press release of this court proceeding.
Yes.
And let's see if those people who are so gung-ho about the fabricated case report the final truth.
Yeah.
Right?
We should. We'll put out a press release.
Okay, let me go to Shawan. Shawan, coming back to you. Coming back to you. You were mentioning something about Sachin Vaze. Okay, I'm told we lost Shawan there, and even Ranjan is not there on the news floor. But viewers, this is a stupendous development coming in on the TRP case, and an attempt was made to color perception about Republic TV, about Arnab Goswami, that ratings are bought. In a way, it was not just an attack on Republic Network. The manner in which the entire thing went on, I think there was a coloring of the entire profession. Everyone perhaps thought that today Republic, tomorrow some other network, ratings can be bought. So in a way, it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate, and to that extent, those people who were sort of cheerleading the Mumbai Police fabrication were ultimately harming the cause of the profession. And today, I think there should be an element of introspection as to what they were doing, what leading to what. And with this verdict today now, it's not a verdict actually.
Proceeding, which has brought to an end a charade that was started by Mumbai Police, and the then Mumbai Police Commissioner Paramveer Singh, in cahoots with some elements, I would say with some rival networks, and they were in cahoots with some rival networks, those cops at that time. And then, of course, they had blessings of the political establishment at that time, because the political establishment did not like the SSR coverage.
And the Palghar Sadhu's case coverage. And so this case was essentially created to pin down Republic Network and Arnab Goswami. I think we'll continue our rolling coverage of this very important development, and particularly those who have loved Republic, for those who have closely tracked Republic and see in Republic Network and its work and authentication of their worldview. I think we'll keep getting you all the details